Since the dawn of eternity, 4 lights of hope have shone upon the world. Men flock to these lights, around which they build 4 peristylia. Each peristylium becomes their faith and society, the path upon which they are set. The vermilion bird, wings of fire to lift the heart. The white tiger, steely arms by which to seize knowledge. The azure dragon, unclouded eyes that see all beneath the sky. The black tortoise, a rigid shield and a well-guarded blade. But when 9 and 9 meet 9, Tempus Finis shall be willed upon them. For without the Agito, their world, called Orience, must persist in its spiral.
In this time of absolute darkness, we must unite to bring forth the light of hope. The time has come. Yes, this is the dawn of a new age.
And so the Milites Empire, home to the White Peristylium, invaded the neighboring dominion of Rubrum. As soon as the declaration of war was made, the Militesi main fleet swarmed into all corners of Rubrum. At the same time, a separate fleet was charged with a sneak attack on the Vermilion Peristylium. A lessee accompanied this task force. Using a lessee to invade a sovereign state was a direct violation of the Pax Codex, a treaty created by all 4 crystal states of Orience. The besieged Peristylium attempted to repel Milites's Magitech armors with powerful magic. Not even the mighty warships could withstand the awesome power of the summoned Eidolons. It seemed that the Militesi offensive would fail. However, the lessee Kunmi led a special unit past Rubrum's defenses and activated a new weapon, the Crystal Jammer, neutralizing the power of the Vermilion Bird Crystal. Severed from the source of their magical powers, the Rubrum forces were quickly overwhelmed and overrun. Imperial Marshal Sid Olstein demanded of Chancellor Kalian Cheval VI, the leader of Rubrum, that he surrender and transfer the Vermilion Bird Crystal to Militesi control.
Your crystal cannot protect you. Resistance is no longer an option. You have 6 hours. You must comply with our demands, or face the full might of our forces. In which case, I promise you, the roads of Rubrum will run red with the blood of her people.
May the crystal guide them to salvation.
When 9 and 9 meet 9, the depths of reason shall stir. When the seal of creation is broken, a voice like thunder shall sound, and thou shalt know. We have arrived.
Hey everybody, it's Jacob, and welcome to Final Fantasy Type-0 HD, the recently released port of the originally Japan-only PSP game released back in 2011. I'll get a bit more into the actual history of this game once we start playing it, but do know as we proceed, this is originally based on a PSP game, and while some elements of the game have been upscaled and redone, it's not a remake, it's a port, and it's been slightly improved, so if you see some jagged graphics here and there and all that sort of stuff, you know, try and understand. Also, the reports are that the English dub for the game isn't quite the best, but, you know, we'll wait and judge that for ourselves. Also, before we continue, please be advised this game is rated M for mature, so viewer discretion is advised. First time. No way. Officer all the way.
For them, the path was not chosen.
They chose their path,
Yes. Not knowing the fear of death.
having never learned the fear of confronting it.
Still have a ways to go. Is everyone all right? Have you seen a guy? A guy with a red cape?
No, I haven't. You?
Visual! Kill
Teachery. Okay, stay with me. Ace, I'm coming. My eyes. Teacher. Teacher. Damn. This.
I'm here! I'm right here. Isana.
It's too late.
I know that.
I know I could count on you. Chichiri. Let's rest. A while. I always thought that your name was weird. I'm telling you, Machina must have pulled that one out of her hat. What do you think, girl? Is this the end? Machina. Stay strong. Rem. I would have liked to see you again. DJ. I'm glad that you're here with me. No. I don't want to die.
So one of the new features of the HD version of this game is that there is a new opening theme song that plays over the opening credits and the scene you're about to see here. However, that particular theme is copyrighted, so instead I've taken out the audio and replaced it with the audio from the original PSP opening, which features a track from the soundtrack that isn't copyright protected. So while I would advise you to look up the new opening song because it's quite good, I'm not posting it here.
無理をしないで行ってきなさい。
and now we're actually into the game. The life armlet grants you the re-raise status. Basically, this is the tutorial stage, and the re-raise status means we'll revive instantly if we die, since, you know, this game is, apparently extremely difficult. Yes, I would like to view tutorials during the missions. Press L to move, and tilt R to look around, and pressing on it to reset your view.
Class 0 here.
Good. The comm arrived safely. Praise be unto the warrior who lost his name. I am Kurasame. I'll be your CO. Your objective: locate the Empire's crystal jammer. Then neutralize it to restore the crystal.
Understood.
May the crystal guide you.
So here we are, finally getting into it. I gotta admit, it's actually kind of surreal to be playing this. As I said earlier, this is a port of a originally Japan-only PSP game, and if that sounds like, you know, oh, there must be some convoluted history here, you don't know the half of it, my friend. But to lead into the history, I'll kind of actually start with something that was mentioned during the opening sequence that some of you who are familiar with Final Fantasy XIII may have picked up on. The sort of History Channel style documentator guy who was talking during the opening sequence was talking about l'Cie, and those who have played Final Fantasy XIII probably remember the l'Cie and fal'Cie from that game. So that leads into the question of, okay, why are they in this game? Are they the same as they were in that game? Not exactly. There's kind of a weird story here. This game was originally intended for Japanese cell phones and was announced way back in, I'm going to say 2006 or 7, alongside Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantasy Versus 13, and it was originally called Final Fantasy Agito 13. So what's up with this? Are they all like sequels to each other? Do they take place in the same universe? What's going on? Well, when they were initially announced, it wasn't really clear to anybody. Even the people talking about them didn't really seem to understand what was going on, but for those who are familiar with the Final Fantasy series at large, you probably know that the games pretty much have nothing to do with each other, at least in terms of story, location, characters. They tend to have recurring overlapping themes, terminology, mechanics, that sort of thing. Like the spells will always be named similarly, you'll fight the same types of monsters, you know, terminology and similar character archetypes will show up throughout the series. But largely they aren't directly connected to each other. However, there was announced, when these games were announced, a new sub-series called Fabula Nova Crystallis, which I believe means something along the lines of New Fable of the Crystal. And at the time when they were talking about it, they were saying you will be able to play a different version of Final Fantasy XIII called Final Fantasy Versus 13, and you'll be able to take Final Fantasy XIII on the go with Final Fantasy Agito 13. Again, like I said, nobody marketing these things seemed to know what they were talking about, because basically what this series turned out to be was some creative people somewhere at Square Enix came up with a base mythology, a set of gods and some concepts for, you know, the basic construct of a world, gave those concepts to 3 different directors, and each of them made a different game. As time has gone on, and Agito 13 became Type-0, and Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15, it has become abundantly apparent that this was likely just marketing BS by and large, and it existed mostly as, oh, we're making 2 really expensive, really ambitious spin-off games in the series. How can we attach a Roman numeral to these to get them, you know, a little bit more of a higher profile to ensure that they make, you know, they break even in terms of sales? So with that in mind, as we go through this game, we're going to encounter characters who are called l'Cie. Summons in this game are called Eidolons, which is what they were called in Final Fantasy XIII. However, as you will observe if you're familiar with 13 as we move farther into this game, really, they function completely differently than they do even in 13. The l'Cie, I don't want to spoil anything, but as you'll see going forward, are quite different from the l'Cie type characters from Final Fantasy XIII. But anyway, with regards to this specific game, it was originally intended to be on mobile phones, like I mentioned a second ago, and eventually it was taken over to PSP. It was released in, again, I want to say 2011 or so in Japan, and, you know, over there the PSP was still doing pretty well, but over in the States, and for the most part internationally, the PSP was, how you say, dead and buried. So it was for this reason that Square Enix didn't really have a whole lot of interest in trying to bring the game out internationally and localize it, and, hold on a second, one moment.
What the hell?
Okay, sweet. Good to know. All right, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Oop, that wasn't good. But anyway, as I was saying, the game didn't wind up getting released internationally because, you know, nobody was... Oh, I'm healing it with fire. Okay, well, that's not a good idea. How about lightning, thunder, whatever? Also healing. Great. I think it looked like it was healing anyway. But anyway, so this game was supposed to come... Sorry, not supposed... Well, they did not release it internationally. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, she healed. Never mind. And maybe I can get the sentence out eventually. Basically, they... didn't intend to release it internationally because they felt like they wouldn't be able to make their money back in sales, to have to localize everything. It was going to cost too much and they wouldn't be able to recoup costs because the PSP's install base was rapidly dwindling. Oh, I have re-raised though, I'm fine, never mind. Anyway, you have the history now. Just for reference, because I thought I was living in a world where I was never going to get to play this game, I was still avoiding spoilers, but some small aspects of it have been spoiled for me. I will do a good job to keep them internalized and not spoil anything for you guys, though. Obtained a knowing tag. Alright. Jeez, the camera's not doing me any favors here, is it? Okay. Yeah, the motion blur in this is pretty atrocious, and there's really not... I wonder if I can adjust the sensitivity. Hold on a second. Unfortunately, there does not appear to be a way to adjust the sensitivity. That's... oh well. Okay, 9 and Queen are kind of low on MP, so I guess I'll go ahead and grab this. Okie dokie, and this is the way forward, I assume? Arrow appears over switches and other important objects. Sweet. Bust that door down. Here we go. Oh, by the way, since this is my first time recording in this game, and there's some parts where there's dialogue during gameplay, and I'm trying to talk as well, tell me about the audio levels, if I'm too loud, if I'm too quiet, game's too loud, game's too quiet, please tell me so I can correct it. Alright, haven't played as Queen yet, so I'm gonna... oh, no, not you, not you. There she is, let's go.
Queen here. What is it?
Oh, geez, Queen, no, please. I forgot I need to lock on and do stuff in this game.
Nonsense? What about you?
I didn't mean to walk over that, darn. Oh well. Oh, jeez, there's a guy up there.
Same here. Say, what's your status?
I got this.
Oh, there we go. I got the kill site that time. Well, jeez, guys, everybody's around. 8's busy punching people. That's what I like to hear, 8.
Sounds like we're on schedule.
Go down, go down, go down! Sweet. Alright. Let's grab this stuff. Should be some more over here, because I didn't get... oh, nope, never mind. The game didn't let me get the rewards.
The counterattack took the Empire by surprise, and the battle seemed to favor the Dominion. Then, 3 hours into the operation, many of the Dominion's airship squadrons had not yet fully achieved their objectives. A lack of experience combined with Imperial counterattacks was jeopardizing the operation. To make matters worse, without access to their most powerful weapon, magic, Rubrum's ground forces suffered severe casualties and were unable to reach their objective, academia.